So today I am sticking the rubbing strake on this side. I think I remember saying that the boat got damaged in the harbour and it was never really put right. I can still see the lump in the rail where it was repaired. Doesn't matter, it's an old boat, but they never replaced the rubbing strake, so I'm just doing that now with an old bit because I can't afford it. So that's it, that's what I've done on there, and that's what it looked like before. Lovely, eh? That looks really nice. A lovely bit of work. I'm surprised that it's got all this filler in it and it's not been sorted out properly. I mean, I didn't do any of this, but basically the top piece is screwed onto the hulls in different mouldings, 2 different mouldings. But it's been a great boat, so I'm doing that today, so I'll show you a picture when I've finished, because the rest of it's a bit boring. So I don't know where I am now. I just ran out of battery again because I don't really ever have a look at the thing. So yeah, I got the mainsail up and looked at that, and it's got a couple of little pinholes in it. I wasn't sure if it was going to last, so I thought kill or cure. So I got the pressure washer from a distance, not right up close, and just blasted it down because I wanted to see if the stitching was going to let go. All the stitching has lasted, so it's okay. And then next thing I've got to do is take the genoa out, which is shoved in the heads at the moment on the other side because I'm not using that, and have a look at it, clean it down, and see how knackered it is really. If I can get away with using that, maybe it costs a couple of £100 to get the sail people to have a look at it, or maybe I stitch it up myself with the industrial sewing machine that I've got, but I don't know. So apart from that, it's looking like Kyla might actually sail this year, which makes me very happy. I've blasted everything down, so she's looking massively cleaner than she did yesterday, but there's still a lot of bits because it's been left for such a long time. There's a lot of staining and muck on here that just won't come off with a pressure washer, so I've got to really scrub it down and then give it a polish. But she looks so much better. Oh, I put the rubbing strake on as well. I think I might have filmed a little bit about that, but that's the result in the end. And it made such a difference to the boat because it looks so tatty underneath. And then I thought, I was on a roll, I thought, I'll clean the car down. So I blasted it off with the pressure washer, and it looks like a patchwork quilt this morning because it's just grubby bits with clean bits. I think it actually looks worse now than it did before I started cleaning it, so now I'm going to have to wipe the whole thing over and give it a polish. But I think she looks alright. It's no super yacht, but I think it's going to be saleable. I think we're going to be able to get out and actually do some stuff back on the sea, possibly within the next month, and that's exciting. I've got another couple of weeks before it goes back in the water. There's no reason for it not to go in the water because it'll float now, touch wood. And if it doesn't float now, that's kind of that's the end of everything. So let's hope it floats, and let's hope I can get the genoa done and stick that back on. And then I've got to take the 15 horse off the back because it's dead. I left it in the water for far too long, the boat that is, and because I left it in the water, I pulled the outboard up out of the water and I had it hanging on a little piece of rope, and sadly I left it for a couple of years without going back to it, and by the time I'd taken it out of the water, the boat that is, again, the piece of rope had let go and outboard had dropped into the water. It dissolved the anodes on it and it started eating the case on the bottom of the gearbox, so it's not ideal. Yeah, I can honestly say that yesterday was a good day, and the day before. I mean, it's lovely today, as you can see. It's raining again, standard for Cornwall. It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place, but when it rains, it really rains, and then you forget what the yellow thing in the sky is. So yesterday was a really good day. The boat looks so much better. I'm happy than I was. And I'm looking forward now to having the boat in the water. I actually feel a little bit more confident that I'm going to have a boat that's something we can continue to have some adventures on, get out, get some people out as well. A couple of people have asked me if they can come down and have a look. Yeah, of course you can. Everybody knows me here. Frankie with the hair. They know me in the chandlery, they know me in the office. The guys in the office can always give me a ring and you know, give me a bit of notice though. And you'd be welcome to come. You can send me an email on svmoondancesailing@gmail. So that's easy. Yeah, weather's not so nice today. It's just not so nice. I wish I'd filmed something yesterday. I didn't film anything yesterday, which was a bad decision because I did lots and lots of work yesterday. And today's going to be just putting wiring onto the inverter, which I think I said before when I did it, I used the wrong size wire. So it was basically trying to suck as much electricity as it could and couldn't get any to the coffee machine. The world is ending. If I don't get coffee, it's just, there's just no point at all. Anyway, that's going to be fixed today, so I should be able to then use the air fryer, and hopefully the hob that I ordered, which was on a 2-day special delivery, was posted today. I ordered it 3 days ago. Not overly impressed by that. They won't be getting a very good write-up. And so then, what else? That's about it really. Anyway, I'm going to go and have coffee with Ian. Well, there he is, the man himself, getting ready to go. He's actually going. It's going to save us a fortune in rum. It's going to save him a fortune in rum.
You'll just drink my portion.
Yeah, I will. Definitely I will. So we're just going to...
the light blue light?
Not particularly, but you know.
Hello.
Hello.
You're recording me again, aren't you?
I am recording you again.
Shall we get this stern line set up to go?
Yeah. Oh. That's it. He's leaving. Plenty of depth. 4.4 metres. This is the bit where you see me fall off the side of the boat. I don't know if it's going to film this very well. Let's put it up there. Anything can happen.
Where do you want to go?
Just stop it. It's there, it's right.
You'll be gone in a minute anyway. That's cool, thank you. Hello. So everything's knackered on the boat, so I fixed mostly everything apart from the genoa, which, if you don't know, is the front sail, and that had no UV strip on it. We put UV strips made out of whatever blue cloth, and that stops the sun rotting the material. So I've got this, which is, it's just the cheapest stuff I could find really, ripstop nylon. It'll do for a couple of years, by which time I will buy some new sails, and I'm in the process of putting it on. So I've folded the edge over
put some basting tape. So this is dressmakers or tailors basting tape, which is basically a double-sided tape. So you fold the edge over, stick it together, and then put a piece along here, along the sail, and then stick it to it. And then I've put 4 pieces of this, one there, one there, and one there towards the edge of the sail, and I'm just about to go around the edge and then stick it on the back. So it'll all be stuck on with tape initially, and once it's all stuck on there properly, I'll run it through the sewing machine, hopefully, as long as my little sewing machine will do it, because that's in the back of the car. Otherwise I've got to go and get the industrial one out, which is a real pain. But that's it so far. That's what I'm doing. Hopefully it will last a couple of years, and then hopefully after that I should be able to afford to buy new sails and more sails, which would be great. So I'll keep you posted. So that's the last bit, and I've just dropped the GoPro on the floor and cracked the screen. Well done me. So that's a good end to the day, but still the rest of it's coming along. I've just got this last piece here to do. So it's the it's the 10th of May, and they've just gone up with a travel lift, which is normally over there, to pick up my boat, which is up there. She looks really small there, really small. But anyway, we're going in, so they're just going to hold it in the sling for a bit while I dab some more copper coat on the bottom of it, and then that's it. In we go. So we're not giving it any time to dry then. Hey? Not giving it any time to dry then. Nice. That's what I don't understand. It's good to be home. So we're out. Not wildly happy about the amount of time between me putting the final bit of copper coat on the hull and being dumped in the water. Less than 2 minutes. I understand these guys are under pressure, but then they have a go at me afterwards because of my comment about that. It's not ideal, is it really? I'm pretty not happy. Anyway, we're out here, the boat's upright. I have managed to put the line on the side in completely the wrong place, because I took a drawing off another boat, which is the same boat, which is obviously laid out differently inside, so it was sitting differently in the water, so my water line is under the water. So it's going well today, really. Not. Anyway, we're out for the time being. Got a lot to do, and I'm not quite sure why we're leaning to one side as much as we are, but it's obviously a weight issue that I've got. I think it might be just all the batteries. It's a good 100 kilos of batteries in the back, and all the wiring and that, so there's probably 110 kilos in that back locker, so it's pushing us over to one side. Anyway, I'll sort that out. It's the day after. It's May the 11th, which is a day after what would have been Ellen and I's anniversary, being together for 2 years. So yesterday was a bit of a sad day, and a bit of a happy day too, because they put the boat in for me. They put the boat in, which was not without its dramas. Yesterday they put the boat in. It was kind of a bit rushed in that. I think the guys have too much to do in the course of a day, and due to one thing or another, they were stressed out yesterday, and didn't quite have enough time to put the stuff on the bottom of the boat. So between putting the last bit of copper coat on and being actually in the water was less than 2 minutes. So I've no doubt I'm going to have it pulled out again and then put somewhere and make sure that I can rub it down and do it again, because it will have either just dispersed into the water, or I don't know. It's just a bit disappointing. So anyway, I'm not going to point any fingers or anything, but so got in, towed the boat out there, and very cursory look to see if there were any leaks, which I couldn't see at the time, but as soon as we got out here, I could see that something wasn't right. When I came back, I went back in with the boys on the launch, and then I came back out, and as I came back out, I could see she was leaning slightly to port, which from the back is the left hand side. Not great. Lifted the lid on the side, and I could see that the whole locker was full of water. It was a locker I stored all my music performance gear in, so there's several hundred quid's worth of stuff which was in that box, which is now dead. So that was kind of upsetting. So not a great day yesterday, really, all round. So where it was coming in was that there's a thing on a boat called a log, and the log tells you basically speed through the water, which is a long thing to explain anyway, but it basically like a little paddle wheel, and mine had an old one, so it has this thing here, and it's connected like an old speedometer was to a cart with a cable, and it has a plastic fitting that goes onto the hull with a metal plate behind it, and this cable in between that runs up to this. In theory, waterproof, except of course that it had broken. So that broke off, resulting in, I reckon it was probably 500 litres of water inside the boat on the port side. Of course I didn't film any of this because I was a bit busy. I'm always surprised what human beings can manage under pressure, and I managed to get over the side of the boat on the outside, get the piece of plastic off and the fitting, and find within 10 minutes find the right size bolts to put in there, after having bailed out like a complete lunatic for 5 or 10 minutes to get the water down enough so that I knew I got enough time to get the bolts in. So I'm underneath the boat in the water with some Sikaflex, which is like your bathroom silicone sealer, and pushed some bolts in and managed to get them done up on the inside. I can't really describe how I felt after that. There was a weird feeling of lots of endorphins and stuff running around, and quite a lot of adrenaline, and I felt a little bit mad and a little bit really pleased with myself. But yeah, catastrophic event for money, because I can't replace any of that stuff now, which is a real shame. Because it doesn't mean I can't perform, it just means I can't prance around the straight stage like a lunatic like I used to. Maybe I'm getting a bit too old for that anyway. And this is what it looked like. So that little white patch there, right there, is the offending article, which I've just basically gobbed up with Sikaflex, silicone stuff. So that was yesterday, but today looks like this. So I remember saying in one of my videos quite a long time back, when Ellen and I set off and we got to Portland and it blew up 48 knots, and we were just terrified that the anchor was going to drag and we were going to end up, you know, within our first month of just being stuck on a beach somewhere, waiting to get somebody to crane us back into the water, and all manner of things gone wrong with the boat. Of course it didn't, and the balance was for that one was the next day. The next day was beautiful and calm, and so that is boating. If you're not prepared to take both sides of it, then don't do it. It is really a game of two halves, and there are days where you just rather be at home in a comfy bed on land somewhere as far away from the sea as you can get. And there are days when you just want to be here. And today, well, you can guess which sort of day it is. But yeah, yesterday, not a good day. Not a good day at all. And I think everybody was a little bit stressed, including myself, after nearly sinking the boat. But she's floating, everything's all good. I've now got to tidy up the wreckage, because everything that was pulled out of there, it's just a soggy mess, and I've got to now transport quite a lot of really expensive stuff to the bin. There's no way it's going to survive that. So that's where we are at the moment. I want to thank everybody for watching. Maria Borza, I think it is how you say your name. Thank you for your donation on the coffee account, and for Penryn Gymnastics Centre, which I didn't know was there, and it's only down the road, and they've got a load of kit down there. You can look them up. If you Google them, you'll find them. If you've got kids or you want to go and do some gymnastics, that's the place. Thank you for your donation. It means the world to me, really does. Thank you very much.